Well, let's talk about the state of schools, the state of school children, and especially about the International Day to Protect Education from Attack. I have joined me at this time Judith Giwa-Amu. She's UNICEF National Coordinator, Education in Emergencies Working Group. Thank you for joining us on TVC News at 7. As it is, continued acts of violence have had great impact negatively on school children, to the extent that we have some schools shut in some parts of the country. How exactly can we enthrone the beauty and power of education in the midst of the situation?
Well, education is the right of every child, and it is the opportunity for them to be able to take the place in society they need to do. So we, the duty bearers, owe it to the children, the right holders, to be able to ensure that they have a safe, conducive environment that is secured, so that education can happen there in a comfortable way. But in a situation whereby there is conflict, we have to go the extra mile through support from the immediate community, who are the gatekeepers. They are the ones in immediate proximity to ensure that different measures are put in place to ensure the safety and security of children.
All right. In the interview you granted our correspondent, you made mention of safe school plans and the need to actually have the children in mind and have them actively participate while this plan is actually being designed. How exactly does it work?
Okay, so there's the plan. We have the plan has components that talk about measures that need to be taken in advance. These are called preparedness measures to prevent or mitigate, so that if it happens, it will be less severe. You also have key actions that need to be taken in response. So for response, if it has already happened, we would expect that a risk assessment to see where the gaps are. What are the issues, so that in collaboration with the security sector, it might be the local vigilante, depending on the location of the school, but they're able to come up with ways to bridge that gap.
All right. Protecting education from attack, I believe, has to do with a different angle. Yes, security on one hand, but just like the report we heard just before this interview, where some cooks were handed over to the DSS for substandard meals to students in Niger State. How do we ensure that these programs are all encompassing and they are not done, not bearing in mind or not fully involving the people that are meant to benefit from it?
Okay, you know, in every situation, in every intervention, we have what we call monitoring and evaluation. So I would expect that even before they went very far, from time to time, there will be an inspector. In fact, part of what we're advocating is the establishment of a safe school focal point, who is able to check, because I mean we have emergencies that are caused by 5 different types of hazards. We have the conflicts, the violent ones. Then we also have what we call the common, the everyday hazards. That's where the pandemics, you know, like COVID come in. So you need to have a focal point who will be given that responsibility, who will be well trained to be able to know what to look at and raise alarm as soon as it happens. Actually, school safety and security is a multi-sectoral approach. It's a whole society approach, and it cuts across the different levels of the government.
As we speak, thousands of people, thousands of children are actually victims of attacks on education in Nigeria. What can be done for these survivors to better reintegrate them into the system and help them not to lose focus, to still continue to see education as the future?
Yes, we have what we call mental health psychosocial support, because whether we like it or not, the children have gone through toxic shock, which, if we're not careful, could mar them from for life. These are incidents that break the psyche, break, you know, the social, emotional makeup of the child. So it is very critical that when they are rescued, maybe the abductees, they are, they are treated by counselors. They are analyzed, and those that are not able to, because usually in every group of 100, most of them will be able to get over it, but some who have been severely affected emotionally, and that's the only way they can actually be reintegrated back. We have situations whereby survivors just, they just shut down and say, we're not going for education again. So these are part of the effects of these attacks on education. Like I said, some of them lead to killing, some of them lead to maiming, a lot of them lead to, increase in the already high number of children out of school.
Indeed, and it's such a scary warning from the UN that these attacks are actually threatening the future of the country. Well, as we mark this day, we should see more action to tackle this challenge that we were experiencing. Judith Giwa-Amu is UNICEF National Coordinator, Education in Emergencies Working Group. Thank you for joining us on TVC News at 7.
My pleasure. Thank you for having me.